Hello everyone. I am Lavender Mama, and today we're doing something a little bit different. In a recent episode, I have been working on using zip lines to make my Lavender Canyon map a little more accessible. And in that, I thought I could do something that I don't know if I can do. So I thought I would do a test because I did some internet searches and I can't seem to find any information on this. So I'm going to try something. We're in a map on dev mode, as you can see plainly from our side over here and our bottom bar. And I have gone ahead and I have placed zipline stations kind of like how I think they should be. If we want to try and do a double zipline section. Now, if you look at the Timberborn wiki, it does say that like the tubeway stations, the zipline stations can be built with the entrance right up against another building's entrance, effectively surpassing the use of paths and connecting the building directly to the transport network. Now, I could have sworn I saw another YouTuber, I can't figure it out and I've tried looking for it, but they did this method where they used a double zip line. I'm not certain if they did them with the stations entrance here, or if they actually did them back to back and their entrances were on both sides. So we're going to do some testing here and see if we can't figure this out. So as I said, I've got these all connected only to one other zipline station, and none of the zipline stations are directly connected in a loop. Okay, so we've got water here and we've got carrots here, and as of right now, even though they are connected to a zipline station, it is saying that they are not connected. Now, if I go ahead and take a peek here, add a connection, and I add this one, now that is connected. And that is connected. Okay, so that's not exactly what I was expecting. So when I connected those two together, it automatically connected this one to this. Oh wait, that one is connected right there. Okay. So it looks like, let's see here. Let's go ahead. I'm paused right now. Let's go ahead and bump up the speed. The beavers are going to start getting hungry. Yep, there we go. All right, they have no reason to come over here though. All right, so in order to do the double station like this, you have to have that connection between those two stations. Now let's try this a little bit differently. So that station is actually just acting like a conduit to get to this station. They would be able to get off at this point, but this one is just creating a bridge and a secondary node. So you would still lose. Part of the reason why we're trying to do this is to give ourselves the ability to have multiple spokes in the wheel. But this breaks that connection. So if I take this guy and I say I'm disconnecting from there, now that guy is disconnected again. Okay, so the way I have done this in my last episode, episode 47 of the overhang, the lavender overhang, is not going to work the way I thought. I do have connections between all of these things, so it is letting them modify inventory, give all. Okay, let's see there. All right, so then I'm just gonna think... Okay. Interesting, because now that one isn't... Yep, because this isn't connected here. Okay, so we would technically have to link all of that in order to get this particular system to work. So let's see here. But if we were to, in this faraway place, let's get rid of that one. Okay. So now it says entrance blocked. But if you turn it around, you don't need that. All right, so if I finish that and then we add a connection and we add that to that. So in a faraway place, if you could get the beavers there to build it, you could in some way, shape, or form create a little hub that you could spoke out of. So now if we come over here, let's say like right here, right? We go there and then we tell this one, add a connection to here. We build this. All right. And now we put something over here that they might like. Right? Let's finish now and then modify the inventory to be maple pastries. Give up. All right, and then we path this. Okay, and then let's say we want one down here. Right, and for some odd reason we don't want to connect there. Not what I wanted. Let's make the connection. Right, and then let's say we do that. They're all going to that one. They cannot get off at this one for any reason. Let's say cattail crackers, give all. Okay. They're thirsty. They're all thirsty. Give all. I didn't see that little button down there. This is the second time I'm using dev mode, so it's kind of a... All right, so they can get to this one just by virtue of the fact that the doors are connecting, right? They can get to this one, but these are not connecting. But they can go from... So let's say we put... So they're coming on this line, jumping on this line to get to these ones, right? Because those two are facing each other. So if you want to do a hub, you would need to do it in this kind of way. That would be how you could set a spoke out. But you also have the problem then that you can't get off in this region. This would be like an end of the line thing where you want to go to a certain point and then break off into like main areas. Like you're going from... Can I zoom out, please? Like, apparently I can't. Is there a zoom? Minus FOV? No. Okay, so say I wanted to come from over here and get all the way over into here and then break off into 2 lines. So you would come to your midpoint, create this little thing where you've got the 2 face to face, and then split off into your Y. That's an interesting mechanic. So you would have to do this in the middle of like over here. So come from a central point. So you come from here to here, right? Which for this particular thing, you probably would. So we got that. We're probably going to need a pylon. Actually, let's just, yes, let's put in another one right here. Okay. So if we say, let's, I always forget you gotta finish it. All right, so we gotta connect this to the district center. All right. Then if we want to say we're gonna build a mine over here, we put a where is it? What am I looking for? We've got our mine here, right? Then we take our zipline station and we back it right into that mine. Add a connection. Too far. Okay, so we need a pylon. Yes, right there. Okay. Finish. 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 Right? And then if we make those connections, now we can take and we can put in, let's say we need to be up here somewhere, right? So let's do that. Then let's do pylon, pylon. Okay. And then we connect, add a connection. Line obstructed. Of course it is. Delete. I actually have to build it, don't I? Finish now. Finish now. All right, then let's, oh, look. They're coming to work at the mine. Okay. All right, so let's say for some odd reason we've got the storage here for the metal, right? And maybe we've got some food and some water. Really set up janky. Oh, let's try and make that a little easier. Right? We're gonna say that's water. Give all. This is going to be grilled spatterdock. Give all. This is going to be the metal, right? Just as a shrink. Okay. So now if we see, they can use this as a transition point, but they have to be back to back. So it basically needs to be somewhere in your wilderness where it's just like a relay station. It's where like the train lines split and go in two different directions. You can't access out of there for any reason. You could, let's just for the sake of discussing this, put in a connection to that secondary. So if we finish now and we add a connection and we add to that, now we say, what is this, something that they might want to eat? Baked potatoes, give all. Okay. And we finish now. Nope, I didn't hit it, did I? Finish now. All right, so now we've got baked potatoes here. We've got grilled spatterdock here. We've got the entrance to the mine here. So they can come. They can come from the main area through this relay point and go to either one of these stations, because we've got that. Now we've got this here. They can hop off there to get the grilled potatoes. You could do that in multiple areas if they've got the back-to-back. So it would be good for some place like this where it's up high. You don't actually need to get off there, but you want to split. So you'd want to find some place in your map that required that kind of thing before it would be a really good option. Because right now this could connect to one of these other stations if you didn't want to hop off point. You know what I mean? So you could ixnay this connection, Zipline Station, and then connect to something over here. So this is kind of a middle of the map thing, I think. So this, nope. This doesn't work unless they're connected like that. Right? But it does work if you have something, you put them door to door. I hope that makes sense. I hope that maybe this has helped you understand the zip lines a little bit better and their ability to connect like that. Because I sure didn't when I created my last episode, and now I'm going to have to go back and figure out some new stuff for the Lavender Canyon that does work. So, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.